Hello, good morning, my dear children. This is your Balachandra. Here in this video, I am going to explain poorvi, first unit. Wisdom paves the way. Wisdom paves the way. It is in the first unit. I have completed the first story and second poem and third story here. It is a play. Wisdom paves the way. It is a play. Here the title means the wisdom. Wisdom means intelligence and good thinking. So it helps a person find the right path in life. Even in difficult situations, a wise person can solve problems and succeed. In this story, the characters face challenges, but their wisdom helps them overcome difficulties, showing that intelligence is more powerful than strength or luck. Here, the characters in this story are the king of Ujjain. The king of Ujjain is a young and intelligent ruler, curious and likes to test people's abilities, wants to find truly wise people in his kingdom. Second character, Ramdat, one of the four young men. So he is known for his knowledge and skills. Third character, Shivadat, another young man, intelligent and practical thinker. Haradat, so smart and observant, contributes to solving problems. Next character, Devadat, the fourth young man, wise and thoughtful. Here these four young men together represent different types of intelligence and teamwork. Next character, sixth character, the merchant, a trader who becomes part of the story's problem. His situation creates a challenge that needs wisdom to solve. Two centuries. Seventh character, two centuries. Here, gods in the kingdom. In this kingdom, the two gods. Here, they help in presenting or explaining the situation to the king. Here, these are the characters. The seven characters in this play. Wisdom paves the way. Now, the story is about four intelligent young men, Ramdat, Shivadat, Haradat, and Devadat, who are known for their wisdom. One day, they decided to travel and use their knowledge in the real world. During their journey, they come across situations that test their intelligence. Each of the four young men shows a special skills. One can understand hidden things. One can analyze situations. One can make logical conclusions. One can act wisely at the right time. Together, they solve problems that ordinary people cannot. Here in this play, the settings. The story takes place in two main locations and the time is midday. In the midday, the time is midday. The locations are two main locations in this story, in this play. The first scene is a road leading to Ujjain. The story begins on a road that leads to the city of Ujjain. Ujjain can be seen in the distance, showing that the characters are traveling toward it. The setting represents a journey, the beginning of events, the meeting of different characters. It creates a feeling of movement and adventure. Next, second scene. In the second scene, the king's court. Later, the scene shifts to the royal court of the king of Ujjain. The court is described as beautifully decorated with rich tapestries, having tall pillars filled with royal decorations. This shows the power and wealth of the king. A serious and formal place where important decisions are made. Here in this play, particularly the time mentioned, it is in the midday. The events happen during midday, afternoon time. This suggests everything is clear and visible. It symbolizes clarity, truth, and wisdom. So, overall importance of the setting is the road shows the beginning of the journey and challenges. The court shows the place where wisdom is tested and rewarded. The midday time symbolizes brightness and clear thinking. So, this is a brief introduction of the lesson Wisdom Paves the Way. Now we enter into the story. Okay, these are the characters. The king of Ujjain, a young king, four young men, Ramdat, Shivadat, Haradat, and Devadatta. The merchant, two sentries. Here setting a road leading to Ujjain, visible in the distance. Later the king's court. The two uh, places, two scenes are here. Scene 1, Scene 1 is a road leading to Ujjain. Scene 2 is King's Court. So the King's Court adorned with rich tapestries, tall pillars, and regal decor. So the time is midday. Now we enter into the lesson. Four young men, Ramdat, Shivadat, Haradat, and Devadat, are walking along a dusty road leading to Ujjain. Here, four young men they look travel. The four young men, Ramdat, Shivadat, Haradat, and Devadat, are walking together on a dusty means covered with dry soil, dusty road that leads to the city of Ujjain. They appear travel worn but resolute, their eyes fixed on the city that looms ahead. The sun is high and distant noise of the bustling city faintly reaches them. Here they look travel worn, which shows that they have been walking for a long time. Even though they are tired, they are resolute. Resolute means determined and firm in decision. Even though they are tired, they are resolute and do not want to give up. Their eyes are fixed, focused. Fixed means focused. Their eyes are fixed, focused on the city of Ujjain, which looms. Looms means appears large and close. So the Ujjain is, it appears large and close ahead of them. This shows their strong goal. They want to reach the city and achieve something important. The sun is high, bright overhead at midday. So the sun is high in the sky, which means it is a very hot and the journey is difficult. Still, they continue walking without stopping. From far away, they can hear the distant means far away. They can hear the distant noise of the bustling. Bustling means busy and full of activity. Noise of the bustling city. In the city, the very busy noise. They hear the busy noise from the city. This sound gives them hope and energy as they are getting closer to their destination. Okay, here this scene, introduction of this scene, The determination of the four young men, it shows, the scene shows the determination of the four young men, the hardship, difficulties of their journey, their strong focus and goal to reach Ujjain. This is the introduction of this paragraph. Now, these are the four persons. These are the four persons. Ramdat, Ramdat. Who are they? Four characters. Ramdat, Shivadat, Haradat, Devdat. The four characters. These are the four characters. Next. Now we enter into the lesson. Ramdat. The first character, Ramdat. Wiping his brow. We have journeyed far from home. At the prospect of finding work still eludes us. Eludes means difficult to obtain. Eludes means difficult to obtain. Here Ramdat is wiping his brow. Wiping means forehead, especially to remove sweat, which shows that he is tired and feeling hot after the long journey. So wiping his brow means forehead, especially to remove sweat. He says that they have journeyed, they have traveled far away from their home. This tells us that they have come a long distance with hope and effort. However, he feels worried because the prospect, because the possibility of finding work still eludes. Here, eludes means escapes or does not come to them. Eludes. Eludes means difficult to obtain. Escapes. This means that even after traveling so far, they have not yet been able to find a job, and it is causing him concern. Next, Hardat. How long has it been since we left our village? Here, Hardat is asking a question to his friends. He wants to know how much time has passed since they started their journey. He says, how long has it been since we left our village? This shows that he may be feeling tired or curious about their journey. He is thinking about their home and how far they have come. It also suggests that the journey has been long and difficult. Next, Shivadat. I believe it has been over a week, perhaps even longer. Here Shivadat replies to Haradat's question. He says that he believes that it has been over a week since they left their village. He is not completely certain, so he adds perhaps, maybe, even longer. Here this shows that they have been traveling for a long time. They may have lost track of time during their journey. The journey is becoming tiring and uncertain. Next, Ramdat. 10 days to be precise. Every day feels longer than the last. Here Ramdat answers clearly and says that it has been 10 days since they left their village. He adds to be precise, to say exactly or correctly, showing that he is sure about the time. He then says that every day feels longer than the last. Each new day seems more difficult and slow than the previous one. Here, this shows that the journey is becoming very tiring and exhausting. Time feels slow because of their struggles. They may be feeling worried, hungry, and uncomfortable. Ramdat says they have been traveling for exactly 10 days and each day feels harder and longer than the previous one. Next, Devadat. 10 days are but a short span in the grand scheme of things. We may still have many more roads to wander before we find employment befitting all four of us. Here, Devdutt speaks in thoughtful and wise manner. He says that 10 days are but a short span, only a small period of time. In the grand scheme, a bigger picture of life, of things. This means he is trying to say that the journey so far is not very long when compared to life as a whole. He further says that they may still have many more roads to wander, travel without a fixed direction. Before they find employment or job or work that is befitting means suitable for all four of them. This shows that he is patient and realistic. He understands that success may take more time and effort. He wants a job that matches their abilities and dignity, not just any job. Here, Devdas says that 10 days is a short time in life and they may have to travel much more before finding the right job for all of them. Next, Ramdat. If only we could secure an audience with the king of Ujjain, I am confident he would recognize our talents and appoint us to his service. So, Ramdas speaks with hope and ambition. He says, if only we could secure, successfully obtain, or gain an audience with the king of Ujjain. This shows that he strongly wishes to meet the king, believing it could change their situation. He then says that he is confident, sure, and he is confident that the king would recognize. Recognize means identify and appreciate. King would recognize their abilities, and appoint, give a position or job to the four men. Ramdat believes in their abilities. He thinks the king is wise enough to value their skills. Ramdat hopes they will get a job in the royal court. Ramdat says that if they can meet the king, he is sure the king will understand their talents and give them job. Next is Shivdat. Your I share your belief. Shivdat responds briefly but clearly. He says, I share your belief. This means he agrees with Ramdat. He also thinks that meeting the king will help them. He shows support and unity among the group. Shivdat says that he agrees with Ramdat's idea. Next, Devdutt. Indeed, we ought to be united in this hope. That is why we press on towards Ujjain. Here, Devdutt agrees with his friends and speaks wisely. He says, indeed, truly or certainly, we should to be united together and in agreement in this hope. This means he believes they should all think the same way and stay positive together. Unity will make them stronger and more confident. He then says that is why we press on towards Ujjain. Press on means continue moving towards with effort. Here this shows they are determined to continue their journey, even though The journey is hard. They will not give up. Their goal is clear to reach Ujjain and find success. Yet Devada says they should all stay united in hope, and that is why they continue their journey to Ujjain. Next, Hardat. Hardat. Pausing thoughtfully, gaining an audience with the king is no simple task. We need to devise a strategy. Here, Hardat stop for a moment, pausing and thinking deeply, which is shown by thoughtfully. Thoughtfully means in a careful and serious way. He says that getting an audience with the king is no simple task, not easy to do. It is not easy task. Here this shows that he understands the difficulty of meeting an important person like the king. He is being practical and realistic. He then says that they need to devise, plan or think of a strategy, a careful plan to achieve something. This means they cannot depend only on luck. They must think smartly and plan properly. Success requires wisdom and preparation. Hardas says that meeting the king is not easy, so they must make a proper plan to achieve it. Devadatt, let us reach the city gates first. We can deliberate once we are closer. As they walk, Ramdat notices something on the ground. Here, Devadatt suggests a practical approach. He says, let us reach the city gates, the entrance of the city first. This means they should first complete the next step of their journey. He wants to focus on immediate action instead of worrying too much. He then says, we can deliberate. It means think carefully and discuss once we are closer. This shows they will make a proper plan later. He believes in thinking at the right time, not too early. As they continue walking, Ramdat notices. Ramdat observes something on the ground. This creates a sense of curiosity, the beginning of an important event or clue in the story. Here Devadatt says they should first reach the city and then think about their plan. While walking, Ramdat sees something on the ground. Shivadatt, look there, look there, friends. A camel has passed this way. The tracks are fresh. Shivadatt calls his friends' attention by saying, look there, friends. This shows that he has noticed something important. He then says that a camel, a large desert animal used for carrying loads, has passed that way. He understands this by observing the ground carefully. He adds that the tracks are fresh. Tracks means marks or footprints left on the ground. Footprints left on the ground are fresh, new and recent. This means the camel passed not long ago. Shivadatt is observant and intelligent. He can understand things by studying clues. Shivadatt tells his friends that a camel has recently passed that way based on the fresh footprints. Next, Ramdat, studying the tracks. Yes, let us observe them as we continue. They may tell us more than meets the eye. Then four men continue walking occasionally, stepping to examine the camel's tracks. They scrutinize every detail, exchanging glances but saying little. Here, Ramdat carefully looks at the marks on the ground, studying or examining closely the tracks. He agrees with the Shivadatta and says they should keep observing them as they walk. He adds that the track may tell us more than meets the eye, reveal more than what is seen at first glance. This shows Ramdat is intelligent and curious. He believes that careful observation can reveal hidden information. As the four men continue their journey, they sometimes stop to look at carefully the camel's tracks. They scrutinize, observe very carefully in detail, every small detail, showing their sharp thinking and attention. They keep exchanging glances, look at each other, but speak very little. Here, this suggests they are silent thinking and analyzing. They understand each other without needing many words. They are walking like a team of wise thinkers. Here, Ramdas says they should carefully observe the tracks because they may reveal hidden clues. The four friends keep walking, closely studying the tracks and silently thinking together. Next, Ramdat. I have discovered something peculiar about this camel. Here, Ramdas says that he has discovered, found, or noticed something unusual while observing the camel's tracks. He described it as peculiar, strange, or unusual about the camel. Here, this shows he has been observing very carefully. He has noticed something that other might not easily see. His intelligence is beginning to reveal hidden clues. Ramdas says that he has found something strange about the camel. Next, Shivadatta. So have I? So have I. Here Shivadatta replies, so have I. This means he is saying that he has also noticed something about the camel. He agrees with Ramdat. It shows that he is also observant and intelligent. Here, this short reply highlights shared understanding between the friends. Their ability to think in a similar way, their teamwork is in solving a problem. Here, Shivdat says that he has also noticed something about the camel. Haradat. I too have noticed a strange detail. Here Haradat says, I too. It means I also have noticed. I also have observed a strange detail, a strange small piece of information. This means he has also observed something unusual about the camel. Like his friends, he is carefully paying attention. All three are beginning to analyze the clues. Here, this shows their sharp observation skills, their similar way of thinking, strong teamwork. Here, Haradat says that he has also seen something unusual about the camel. Next, Devadatta. Devadatta smiling. It seems each of us has learned something unique. Yet I believe my discovery is unlike any of yours. Devadatta speaks with a smile, showing confidence. He says that it appears each of them has learned, understood, or discovered something unique, something different, something special. This means every one of them has noticed different clues. Each person is using their own intelligence. He then adds that he believes his discovery is unlike, different from any of theirs. This shows he is confident in his observation. his finding may be more special or different. It creates interest and curiosity about what he has discovered. Here, Devadatta says that everyone has found something different, but he thinks his discovery is the most unique. Next, Haradat. Let us rest beneath a large tree and share our findings. But wait, someone approaches in haste. Here, Haradat suggests that they should rest, take a break beneath a large tree so they can relax after their long journey. He also says they can share, they can tell each other their findings. This shows he wants to discuss their observations together. He values teamwork and sharing ideas. But suddenly, he notices something and says, someone approaches, someone comes nearer, in haste, in quickly, in with urgency. Here, this creates a feeling of sudden action or tension. Something important is about to happen. The story is moving to a new event. Others suggest taking rest and discussing their discoveries, but suddenly he notices someone coming quickly toward them. Shivdat. Shivdat, peering ahead, it happens to be a merchant, running as if pursued by trouble. Here Shivadatta looks carefully into the distance, peering, looking closely with effort. Peering ahead, he says that appears, he says that it seems to be a merchant, a person who buys and sells goods. He also observes that the merchant is running as if he is pursued by trouble, pursued by trouble or danger or problem. Here being chased or followed by trouble. Here this shows Shivadatta is observant and quick to understand situation. The merchant is likely in fear or distress. Something serious or urgent is about to happen in the story. Shivadatta says that a merchant is coming quickly and looks like he is being chased by some problem. Ramdat, a merchant indeed, and judging by his countenance, he has lost something of green value, perhaps his camel. Countenance means facial expression. Countenance means facial expression. A merchant indeed, and judging by his countenance, he has lost something of great value, perhaps his camel. Here the merchant, uh, panting and distressed, reaching the group, he pauses to catch his breath, then addresses them anxiously. Here Ramdat agrees and says, a merchant indeed, meaning he is sure that the person is a merchant, a trader. He then says that by judging, that by understanding or by observing the man's countenance means facial expressions, it is clear that he has lost something very important. This shows Ramdat is very observant. He can understand a person's situation just by looking at their face. He guesses that the merchant may have lost something of great value, a very important or costly. Something of very important or costly, perhaps his camel. This connects with the earlier clue about the camel tracks. Then the merchant who is panting. Panting means breathing quickly due to running. Panting means breathing quickly due to running. And distressed, worried, and upset reaches the group. Distressed means worried and upset. So panting and distressed reaches the group. He stopped for a moment to catch his breath, to breathe normally again. Catch his breath means to breathe normally again, and then speaks to them anxiously with worry or fear. Here, this shows the merchant is in serious trouble. He is tired, worried, and desperate for help. A new important situation is about to begin. Ramdas says that the man is a merchant and looks worried as if he has lost something valuable, maybe his camel. This tired and worried merchant reaches them and starts to speak. Next, the character, he is the merchant. He is the merchant. These are the four wise men. He is the merchant. Merchant, breathlessly, good day, kind sirs. Here the merchant speaks while breathlessly, without normal breathing due to running, which shows that he is very tired and has been running quickly. He says, good day, a polite greeting used during the daytime. Good day means it is used for a polite greeting used during the daytime. Good day, kind sirs. Here this shows he is polite and respectful even in distress. He is addressing them as kind people, addressing them as good and helpful people. He is likely hoping for help or support from them. The tired merchant politely greets the four young men. All four. All four means all four wise men. Good day, brother. All four men reply together saying, good day, a polite daytime brother. A friendly way of addressing someone, not an actual sibling. Good day, brother. So, a friendly way of addressing someone, not an actual sibling. This shows they are polite and respectful. They treat the merchant with kindness and friendliness. Calling him brother shows a feeling of closeness and humanity, even though they are strangers. The four young men politely greet the merchant in a friendly way. Merchant, I speak your help. My camel has gone astray. Have you by chance seen it? Astray means way from the correct path. Way from the away from the correct path. Astray. Here, the merchant asks for help in a worried manner. He says, I seek your help. Here, this shows he is in need and distress. He believes the young man might assist him. He then explains that his camel has gone or got lost. This tells us the camel is missing. It is very important to him. He says, have you by chance seen it? Have you by accidentally seen it? Have you by luck seen it? This shows he is hoping that they might have seen the camel. He is unsure but still hopeful. The merchant asks for help and says his camel is lost. He asks if they have seen it. Ramdat, is your camel lame in one leg? By any chance? Ramdat asks the merchant a question instead of directly answering him. He says, is your camel lame, unable to walk properly due to injury or weakness in one leg? By any chance, possibly or maybe? By any chance means possibly or maybe. This shows Ramdat has carefully observed the tracks. He has suggested something special about the camel. He is using intelligence and reasoning, not just speaking randomly. This also surprised the merchant because Ramdat seems to know something about the camel without seeing it. Ramdat asks if the merchant's camel has a problem in one leg. The merchant surprised. Yes, it is. The merchant reacts with shock and says, "Yes, yes, it is." He is surprised, feeling sudden wonder or shock. The merchant was shocked because Ramdat correctly guessed that his camel is lame. Here this shows the merchant is amazed by Ramdat's intelligence. He did not expect a stranger to know this detail. It confirms that the young man's observations are correct. The merchant is surprised and says that Ramdat is correct. Next is Shivadatt. Is it blind in the right eye? Here Shivadatta asks another question about the camel. He says, is it blind, unable to see in the right eye? So this shows Shivadatta has also carefully observed the clues, tracks and signs. He is using logic and reasoning to make a conclusion. Like Ramdatta, he is showing his intelligence. This question increased the merchant's surprise because the young man seemed to know many details about the camel without actually seeing it. Shivadatta asks if the camel cannot see from its right eye. The merchant. Preciously, it is blind in one eye, the right one, as you say. The merchant responds with excitement and surprise. He says, preciously, exactly correct. The merchant said, exactly correct. Here this shows he is amazed that Shivadatta's guess is perfectly right. He strongly agrees with what was said. He then confirms it is blind, unable to see. In one eye, the right one, the eye on the right side, as you say. This means Shivadatta's observation is completely accurate. The merchant is becoming more impressed and curious about how they know this. The merchant says that Shivadatta is exactly right. The camel is blind in its right eye. Haradat. And does it have a short tail? And does it have a short tail? Here Haradat asks another question about the camel. He says, and does it have a short tail? A tail that is not long. Here this shows Haradat has also careful observation something from the tracks or clues. He is using his thinking skills to make a correct guess. Like his friends, he is contributing to solving the mystery. This continues to increase the merchant's surprise and curiosity because the young man seemed to know many details without seeing the camel. Haradat asks if the camel has a short tail. Merchant, astonished, you describe is perfectly, yes, it has a short tail. The merchant reacts with great surprise and says, you describe, you explain it perfectly in a completely correct way. It has a short tail. Here this shows he is very amazed by how accurately they are describing his camel. He feels that their guesses are exact and true. He then confirms, yes, it has a short tail, not long. This means Haradat's observation is correct. The merchant is becoming more impressed and curious. Here the merchant is very surprised and says, they are completely correct. The camel has a short tail. Devadatta. Tell me, sir, has it not been suffering from a pain in the stomach? Tell me, sir, has it not been suffering from a pain in the stomach? Devadatta politely asks the merchant another question. He says, tell me, sir, a respectful way to address a man. Tell me, sir, has it not been suffering, feeling pain or discomfort from a pain in the stomach? Here this shows Devadatta is also using careful observation and reasoning. He is speaking politely and respectfully. His suggestion suggests his question suggests a more serious condition of the camel. This makes the situation even more surprising as the young men seem to know many hidden details about the camel without saying it. Devadatta asks if the camel has been having stomach pain. Merchant, taken aback, how could you possibly know that? The poor creature has been unwell for 2 weeks now. Surely you are a healer. I will gladly pay your fee if you can cure it. But tell me, where is my camel? The merchant reacts with great surprise and confusion. He is taken aback, suddenly shocked or surprised. He is taken aback. He is shocked or surprised and asks how they could possibly know about his camel's condition. Here, this shows he is amazed and confused. He cannot understand how strangers know so much. He then says that the poor creature, animal, poor creature means here animal, here the camel, has been sick for 2 weeks. Here this confirms the camel is not healthy. Devada's observation is correct. The merchant then assumes that they are healer, people who cure diseases. The merchant then assumes that they are healers. They are people who cure diseases and say he will happily pay their fee, pay their payment or service if they can cure the camel. Here this shows he is desperate for helps. He respects their knowledge and abilities. Finally, he asks an important question. But tell me, where is my camel? This shows his main concern is still finding his lost camel. He believes they must know the answer. The merchant is very surprised and asks how they know so much. He says his camel has been sick for 2 weeks and thinks they are doctors. He offers to pay them but asks where his camel is. Next, Ramdat. We regret to inform you that we do not know where it is. Here Ramdat replies politely and says, we feel sorry to inform you. We feel very sorry to tell you that we do not know where it is. Here this shows he is being honest. He speaks in a polite and respectful way. Even though they know many details about the camel, they do not know its exact location. This may also confuse or upset the merchant, create tension in the story, as the merchant may not believe them. Ramdas says politely that they are sorry, but they do not know where the camel is. Shivadatta. We have not seen your camel, not even once. Here Shivadatta clearly says, we have not seen, we did not see your camel, not even once, not at any time. This shows he is being honest and direct. He confirms that they have never actually seen the camel. Even though they describes it correctly, their knowledge comes from observation and reasoning, not from seeing it. Here this means make the merchant more confused and suspicious, increase the tension in the story. Shivadatta says they have never seen the camel at all. The merchant. Merchant, indignant, how can that be? You speak of my camel as if it stood before you. H, you dare to claim not to have seen it. You are you are deceivers. You must have stolen it and sold it off. I will take this matter to the king himself. Here the merchant becomes very angry and feeling angry. Indignant means feeling angry because of something unfair. He asks, how can that be? Meaning he cannot understand how they know so much without seeing the camel. He says they speak about the camel as if it stood before them, meaning they describe it as if they had actually seen it. He then says the dare dare means have the courage to claim they have not seen it. Here this shows he is confused and suspicious. He starts to doubt their honesty. He angrily calls them deceivers, people who cheat or lie. Deceivers means people who cheat or lie. Here this shows he now believes they are lying. He accuses them of stealing the camel and sold it away. Here this shows he is making a serious accusation without proof. Finally, he says he will take the matter to the king himself. Here this creates tension, conflict in the story. A new development where the case will be decided in the royal court. Here the merchant becomes angry and accuses them of lying and stealing his camel. He decides to complain to the king. Devadatta, you are free to do as you wish, sir. You are free to do as you wish, sir. If the king desires our presence, we shall be waiting under the banyan tree yonder. Here Devadatta responds calmly and politely, even though the merchant is angry. He says, you are free, you are allowed to do as you wish, sir. Here this shows he is confident and not afraid. He respects the merchant's right to act. He then says, if the king decides, if the king wants our presence to see us, we shall be waiting under that banyan tree, a large banyan tree yonder. Yonder means over there, at a distance. Here this means they are ready to face the king. They are not guilty, so they are not afraid. They clearly tell where they will be waiting. Devadatta calmly tells the merchant he can go to the king and they will be waiting under a tree if the king calls them. Next, the merchant. Merchant, I do not trust your words. I will not leave you here to slip away. You shall come with me to face the king. The merchant says, I do not trust, I do not believe, I do not confidence in your words. So here this shows he does not believe the young men. He still thinks they may be lying. So he then says he will not leave them there to slip away. Slip away means escape quickly or run away. Here this means he is afraid they might run away. He wants to make sure they face punishment or judgment. Finally, he says, you must come with me to appear before the king. Here this shows he is determined and forceful. He wants the matter to be decided by the king. The situation is becoming more serious and tense. The merchant says he does not believe them and insists they must come with him to the king. All four, very well, we shall go to the king. They follow the merchant towards the city gates. As they arrive at the palace, the merchant speaks urgently to a sentry. The sentry leads the merchant inside. Here, all four young men agree calmly and say, very well, all right, we shall go to the king. This shows they are confident and not afraid. They are ready to prove their innocence. They respect the king's authority. Then they follow the merchant towards the city gates, towards the entrance of the city. Here, this shows the situation is becoming serious. They are moving towards a place of judgment. As they reach the palace, as they reach the king's residence, the merchant speaks urgently. The merchant speaks quickly to a sentry, a god who protects the place. This shows the merchant is still worried and eager. He wants quick action. The sentry then leads, then guides, takes the merchant inside the palace. Here, this means the case is now going to be presented before the king. The story is moving to the next important scene, the court. Here, the four men agrees to go with the merchant. They reach the palace where the merchant quickly speaks to a god who takes him inside. So, this is the first scene. The first scene is located in the and enter into the first scene. Just we have completed the first scene only. The first scene is located in the a road leading to Ujjain. The first scene, part 1, we have completed now. In the next video, we have to continue the king's court. The second scene at the king's court. So if you are watching this channel first time, subscribe this channel and get more grammar videos and more lessons. 8th class we have completed. We will going to do more videos on 8th class and grammar items also. So subscribe this channel. Your Balachandra. Thank you. Thank you for watching.